Hello, and welcome to this video on using IFC-SG content for Revit. This is part one of a two-part video series. It will cover the first two steps, but this is a five-step process. The first step is to add the IFC-SG parameters to your model. You'll do this using the Shared Parameters tool. In order to populate the parameters in your model, you must first download the Shared Parameters tool configuration file for IFC-SG. You can go to the website interoperability.autodesk.com/Singapore and you will find all the content files that you need. In this case, the Shared Parameters tool configuration file. I can click to download that file. Now, when I'm in Revit, I can go to the Interoperability Tools tab and I will see the Shared Parameters tool. I'm going to click Run and I'm going to browse to the file I just downloaded, the IFC-SG Shared Parameters tool configuration, in my case version 1.0. After selected, I will click Update, and all of the IFC-SG parameters are now being added to my model, set to either type or instance, and assigned to the proper family categories. In this case, I had 175 parameters that were added to the project. Once you've added the IFC-SG parameters to your model, the next step is to populate the IFC classes of the elements in the model. And you'll do this either using the out-of-the-box IFC tools or by using the standardized data tool for Revit. I'm now ready to assign IFC classes to the elements in my model. If I choose this element, it's a piece of mechanical equipment. It's a chiller based on its family name. You will see that the IFC-SG parameters have been added. And if you are using Revit 2023 or newer, which includes Revit 2023 and 2024, there's one way to do this. If you're using Revit 2022 and older, there's a different way. Let me show you the newer way. I'm using Revit 2023. There is an export to IFC as parameter in this model. And all Revit 2023 and 2024 models will have this parameter. There is a browse button next to it. So with my chiller selected, I can browse. I can choose my IFC 4x3, and then I could simply search for chiller. I'm just going to choose the main class and not a subclass. When I hit OK, you will see the export to IFC as field has updated. Now, if I'm using Revit 2022 or older, I won't see the same export to IFC as parameter. That started in Revit 2023 and is also in Revit 2024. Instead, I will have to use the IFC-SG parameter that was added, known as IFC export as. You can populate this parameter using the standardized data tool, also found in the Interoperability Tools tab. I'm going to choose Assign Classification. IFC is one of those classification systems, and I can load that. I can now look through and find the value I want. I can also search on it and assign that value, and you see it will add it to the IFC export as parameter. So depending on which version of Revit you have, continue going through and assigning your IFC classes. For example, here are a couple pumps. Let's say I'm using Revit 2022 or older. I will go to Assign Classification, and I can find an IFC pump and assign that to both of these at the same time. If I'm using a newer version of Revit, 2023 or newer, then I can use the browse here. In this case, I'll search for pump and I will assign it.